If you're in Texas or anywhere in the area, you have to be at this event.
Your body and let go of all the things that are outside of this ball.
This is going to be on December the 20th. We'll be doing a lecture talking about decoding the true Christmas story, the one they hid from you. That's the one that's deep, that has to do with your pineal and you being able to manifest your life. Also, we're going to be offering a core access experience where you'll learn how to get into yourself, create a new self, rewrite your DNA, become who you came here to be. This is going to be an amazing time. We'll be with Roderick Martin, Truth versus Authority, Knowledge Beyond Reality event, coming to Texas. And if you're anywhere in the area, you want to make sure you're at this event. We're also going to be offering a special VIP event where you get to hang out with me. We're going to eat together. We're going to talk together, and you can ask questions, and we're going to dig deep, go deeper than you've ever gone before. This is your time to wake up. Don't be asleep. Wake up and get right. It's time for you to celebrate your life.
We're going to talk about reptilians today, and we're going to talk about how they are running this world that we are in, especially the United States of America, the corporation of the United States. Now, I know a lot of people like Roderick, where's the proof? Okay, that's a fair assessment, because they're just not walking around with their tails hanging out like some people do these days, right? They are, or should I say, this tail. They're not walking around with this tail hanging out, but they do have another part of it, which is part of this DNA strand that I have here. We're gonna use the chat tonight. We're gonna use some of you questions. I want people who deny, who says, Roderick, you got to be making this up. So when you say what you're saying, I'm going to be bringing that chat up on the screen. Okay, this is what we're going to do. This is a collective conversation today. But I am going to state my case. I am going to state to you that there is something fishy going on here in the world that we live in. Now, I can get all methodical about it, take you all the way back to the beginning of time, before humans and primordial, but let's go with today. So today I got a few notes, kind of like things that we can discussion points here that I'm going to go. And like I said, I'm off the storytelling script that I normally would do, because I like to box things up. And then, of course, I use my grammar box over here, my virtual grammar box. So if you hear me mispronounce something, you can, or whatever. And if I misspell something, blah, blah, blah. However, if your consciousness understand what I'm about to say, I'm about to give you a word. I'm going to give you a hint. If you can understand what I'm about to say, then you know what I'm going to say. I'm going to say something that's going to mean reptilian, but I may mispronounce it. But if you hear the word reptilian when I say it, that means my grammar box is working. Y'all fair enough? Everybody ready for this? Lizard people. There you go. If I mess it up for reptilian, you go ahead, you convert this yourself. Lizard people, lizard people, lizard people. And people, they walk among us every single day. Now, reason why I'm saying this is this. I think people misunderstand historic things that have happened historically where we come from, okay? We should be, we should be live streaming on Facebook. Anyone in the audience or on my team, can y'all check my Facebook page and see if this is live streaming? If it's not, then I have to set it again. I've been trying to do this recently. But anyway, listen, where I'm going with this, we got to go back to the beginning of time, before humans became what we are today, this type of humanoid that we are today, okay? Because the other part of this is that most people don't believe this. Now, I'm going to set the tone first, and you do your own research. And today, I am sporting my throat chakra malas today, because it's all about truth. I even got my magic wand today. I have a throat chakra magic wand. Yeah, I do magic on that. Make sure that you hear the truth that I'm speaking and I can hear you. So I'm sporting that. Also, the mala with our truth versus authority thing right there. And then, of course, my throat chakra and my blue sun. I don't know if y'all can see that. But anyway, listen. We're in a time now where it's time for truth speakers and not just truth seekers. And that's what we're going to be doing. If you're in Dallas, Texas, you should know this Saturday, we're having what we call our C4, which is conspiracy and conscious convergence community where we're talking about all these conspiracy and conscious stuff. It's a free event. You can go. There is a description in the link here, or just show up Dallas at the DEC network on Camp Wisdom. We'll be there from 12 to 5, I think 12 to 4. I'll put some on the screen. But anyway, we're going to go deep into stuff and bring your conspiracy with you. You can register right there if you're in Dallas, know somebody in Dallas, get on the text list, screenshot this right now, 5, 4, 3, 2, and a 1. Okay, so screenshot that. Make sure you come out. Reptilians, lizard people, shapeshifters, fallen angels, archons, hybrids, all these names over test of time have changed, and I can keep going more and more. So let's go here. The first thing you want to look up is every culture on this planet, okay? Planet Earth, you know, every culture before religion, okay? Make sure you understand this. Before religion, before Christianity, before whatever, all those other religions, okay? They all practice or worship serpent wisdom or knowledge or serpent, whatever, right? Why is that? Is that a coincidence? Yeah, okay, you can say that. Maybe they carved them pythons within the mountains because they didn't have nothing else to do. Way back in Africa, the first civilization of what they found a, and it's still there, by the way, if you want to go check and put your own eyes on it and be like, okay, I'll go see for myself. There is a tunnel or something in these things. It's called Python Mountain. Go ahead and Google it right now. Okay, this has been around for a long time. For a long time. Okay, not live on Facebook. God dog it. Okay, so I don't know how to set that, but we need some social media people in our corner now. Yes, because we are growing people. We're growing, and I am not saying that I'm getting less smarter as I get older, but maybe I'm getting a little missing the point on a few things. So anyway, I just have to go back. So Facebook just won't get blessed with what we're going to be talking about tonight. That's fine. They're just not going to get it. All right. So let me continue because the people who are here are supposed to be here. Okay. Spread the word, however you want to do it. Go back to historic times before man, before we were walking, and everything on the planet. And we're talking about this big ass planet with serpent this, serpent that, wings, dragons, whatever. A coincidence? No. We can go back to understand that this was a water planet before it became what it is now, and that this serpent stuff. It can go back to mythological and say, okay, we are 70% water. We're born in an embryo like a reptile. You know that. We have reptile DNA in all of us. Every one of us. Go check. Why not, right? We have it. For what? Who knows? And then I'm not even going to the Eve thing. She bit the apple, but everybody says there was serpent knowledge, serpent wisdom. All of these things came. Somebody taught us something in all of this, and they decided that this is what they want to do. Okay. That's just me throwing this out there. Like I said, I'm going to check the chat. Tonight, you all are in this conversation tonight. And if you know something and you don't want to say nothing, you hold him back. That's all I want to tell you. All right. But what I'm saying is, they may not be the creator. I didn't say that. I didn't say they were gods or they were, and we just thought they were because they came from the sky, and anything comes from the sky, we thought it was a god anyway. And we was trained that even heaven is sitting up there in my mansion. Because let me tell you something. Many of us believe that at one point there was a mansion sitting up there waiting. I know I was taught that as a kid. And if there was a mansion can be taught sitting up there, then why can't we think there were some lizards didn't fly in from somewhere else? I think the most hardest part of that, because I used to own a pet store, is that when I see the little geckos and stuff and blah, 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 I can't imagine that they was walking around. Same thing with Chewbacca in the Star Wars movie, and he's driving the airplane. I just couldn't really fathom it, but okay, who knows? Somebody decided to do whatever. But if you go back to the Anunnaki, you go back to the fallen angels or the watchers and how they found you ladies, not us, ladies. Some of you ladies look mighty damn good that a lizard thought you were cute. A lizard said, and they was giants too. So I'm sure you guys went through something back then. They were giants. I know size doesn't matter these days, but they were giants, right? Please don't have no kids in here tonight. Put them to bed because, this is not a PG tonight, right? In fact, go ahead and fix breakfast, dinner, bacon, some butter, some biscuit. whatever. Okay, because tonight I'm just talking to my friends tonight, and I'm saying to you, they were giants, and they found some of you ladies cute. I don't know how y'all went through that. I'm just saying, and the ones who whatever. I just don't know. But I don't know. But there was giants, right? That's what they said. And then, of course, the abomination of that was these kids. Well, no. Well, even the giants. Well, the Watchers bred with them and created the giants out of those babies who were the abomination of that. So maybe they didn't breed with the giants, but you get what I'm saying. Somewhere in there, they was bigger, taller, right? Is the word I'm using. I don't know. Y'all head is in the gutter. If y'all thought I was talking about something else, please, people, we got some shadow soap that we'll be talking about at the event. Get you some. But where I'm going with this, that these reptilians and all through history says that they were still here. So I'm going to go through a bunch of my notes here. And like I said, I'll check the chat and let you get somebody talking about scary. It should be, right? It should be, and let's go with that. We said, Kim said, oh, Kim, you haven't been here in a while. Hello, how's it going? All right, so listen, the first thing that we're going to do is the ancient bloodline theory, okay? People claim that the same elite families have ruled for thousands of years and no human dynasty stays that unbroken unless something inhuman is steering it. What do y'all think about that? So that's my first thing, ancient bloodline theory. Let's just throw it out there. Is it a rumor? Is it not? Do we go back and say all our presidents were related at some point? It's the bloodline. I'm going to stick on this side of the fence on saying some things, but if you come Saturday to our C4, we're going to say, and I'm going to show y'all something that's right in plain sight that reptilians exist. If you're there in that location, I'm going to show you something that people miss. And I'm going to say, look, the reptilians are here. They're telling you. Yeah, right where we are. The Watchers are everywhere, okay? And I won't let you now when I show you that, but you got to be there. But the bloodline theory says that they still pass this bloodline from generation to generation through interbreeding, because they're not making any fresh ones. And this is why we have this interbreeding, all right? And supposedly all these people are related, or the bloodlines and all this. So let's start there for a minute. So let's look in the chat. Who believes or think or know, because I'm going to use the word know, that there is an ancient bloodline theory when it comes to these hybrid beings? All right. We're talking about lizard people and then how they're ruling our government. Stick around for that, because this is where it's going to get really, really interesting for you, because it's real, people. It's real. So in the chat, Jen says she know. Well, I already know she knows. Jen is one of the top researchers, the archiver. That's what we call her. So I know she knows, and she's taught me a lot of stuff. So we're going to go with that. Somebody said blue bloods. Yes, sir. All of this stuff. All right. So we know that these things exist. But why is it hard for people to realize that these days? Why, when you tell somebody that there's a possibility of lizard people, and when they know we have lizards on the ground, they know we got, bugs, spiders, we got whales. If you can believe that the trees can walk and talk, why you don't think there's some lizards around here ruling the world? And you got to think about it. They've been here long before we got here, or they got here when we were already here. They just altered the DNA. They said, well, let's just do what we're going to do. So I'm saying to you, is it not worth you looking into that there's a possibility? Yeah, cognitive dissonance. Yeah, and I get it. Programming. There's a lot of stuff. We'll cover that tonight too. Matter of fact, let me make a note, because it's right in plain sight. I think that's where our shift should be now, right? We need to understand that the program is on. It's working. It's really working. All right. So the next thing is the cold emotional signature. Some argue that reptilians mimic humans poorly. They lack empathy, warmth, and moral hesitation, but excel at power, deception, and control. Sounds familiar? Absolutely. Some of y'all are going to say that's a narcissist. Well, how come he can't be a reptilian? He's operating that shadow. That's another thing that we're going to as a community. It is time for you to understand that there is a reptilian shadow in everybody, or that shadow exists. That DNA, this helix here, this is real symbolic stuff that I offer in our community. I want this to be a reminder, not a fear, but understanding, because there's a knowledge in the understanding. And make no mistake about it, you better understand that, right? Because if they gave us the main knowledge to biting the apple story, so you go look that up, then there's a lot of wisdom. At least that's where everyone says. And if you don't think it's knowledge, if you don't think the serpent knowledge exists, then you go outside right now and jump in front of a car. And 2 buildings light up, McDonald's and one with those 2 snakes in the wing. They just light up, miraculously light up while you're laying on the ground, and the car just ran you over, but your legs still work to get up and walk. But your body is messed up. Where are you going to go? Okay, maybe not McDonald's. Maybe we can use something else. It could be Walgreens, medicine in there. It could be, there's a pharmacy, there's some help. But that thing over there is a dark building, and the only thing lit up is these 2 wings and this thing. It's called Caduceus, but those 2, I guarantee you walk in that dark place. You ain't got to ask nobody. You ain't following. Well, you might follow the other people who jumped out in front of the car and test me too with this theory. But all of y'all going to be in line going into that location for a very reason. Because somebody talk about Big Mac time. Hey, I'm with you. But you get what I'm saying though, right? Only because you're going to sit here and say to yourself symbolically that those 2 snakes in that wing means help, wisdom, saving my life. So why did they use that? Why did they symbolically use that in the medical profession of saving life? Did somebody go back and say, I'm grateful for the serpent knowledge that we got that Eve bit, supposedly, one of the Eves, I'm just letting you know, the bunch, that she bit the apple and all of a sudden wisdom came? All of the things came from the serpent knowledge. We want to talk about this stuff. So it's worth noting. It's worth noting, right? It's worth us looking into those things. So, all right. So again, we're talking about some of them lack empathy. Think about how many people that you walked away from and said, this is a cold-blooded mother, whatever. I always wanted to use my little beep thing. I wonder if I got it, but I think I do. Yeah, I don't. Man, I've been waiting on this for a long. Oh, I do. That's a cold-blooded. You get what I'm saying? I know you've heard that term, or you said it, or whatever. Did you just think that out of the blue, or was it your senses saying something to you? Because I think what most people don't understand is that you could be sleeping with one. That's the problem. You could be in a relationship with one, and oftentimes they don't even know it either because they've been breeding everywhere, and it's just in the bloodline. And it's kind of like the movie Species. It just begins to start activating. It's in the DNA. All right. Let's say uncanny physical movements. Now, we're starting to see more of this because why? The cameras, the media, the TV stuff is getting more sophisticated. Now, they have some type of technology that blurs some stuff. This is why it's like a blitz, when they're doing a thing. It's a reason for that, okay? It's a reason. So the whole point I'm saying is their technology. Now, or is the technology based on vibration? That's important to know because obviously our vibration don't allow our visions to see different spectrums of light because of where we're vibrating. But some of you people are starting to see some strange stuff. And the problem is you're doubting what you see. You're like, did I see that? Of course you saw that. Was that flash what it was? Of course that was it was. Did the face just? Yes, it did. Absolutely it did. Hang on. Hey, I'm live streaming right now. Can I call you? I'll call you back, my friend.
Yes, you can. Every time you live stream is when I call.
That's it. I don't hear from my friends in Houston for what, 6 months, a year. But anyway, I'll hit you back, my friend.
It has not been 6 months.
Listen, my audience is listening to this right now. So okay. I will. Okay. I mean, just in case you want to keep it, whatever, But anyway, all right. I appreciate you, my friend. I will hit you back. It has been at least 3-4 months, though. Shit, whatever.
Please call me back, sir.
All right.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
All right. Okay. All right. So and that just happens. You can just draw friends out. You ain't talk to in 3 and 4 months and shit. You know what I'm saying? But listen, I'm saying to you that you are seeing what you're seeing. You are actually seeing what you're seeing. I'm just telling you that. There's no other ifs, ands, and buts. Just that your mind is playing tricks on you to say, nah, because we're all dealing with the subconscious and the conscious mind, not the collective unconscious. That's a whole other story. We'll get into that later on the show. But that's something fighting you. And it's designed that way. That's what I want you to know. It's not your fault. It's not your fault that you see it and you can't see it, and you see it and you don't, but you feel it. And they can't change that part because it's vibrational. Start getting around these people and things. They're walking right here. But here's the point. They're afraid. I'm letting you know. They're not scary. They're not trying to do insidious. We outnumber these whatever. And some of them are good people because they got human stuff in them. They have to have compassion. Some. Just depends on how much reptilian. Now, from my understanding, the lesser reptilian they have, or the more they can shapeshift than the ones who can't. But there's a method to the madness of why they shapeshift, and we can get into that. If somebody start biting on you while you sleep and they wake up and just little drips of blood coming down, and you think it was sexual. I mean, you got bitten before and during that time, and you thought that was just cute. Oh, he bit me or she bit me. Oh, that's some great shit. How many of you, somebody out here has been bitten before? I know somebody drew some blood from you during one of the most heightened times because your adrenaline, all this stuff is working. And you just think it was some form of kinkiness. Let me tell you, somebody bite my ass, it's on and popping. I'm not lying. It's on and popping. I'm not lying. I'm just telling you, hey, and intentional. Now I get it. I'm juicy. I'm sweet. You know what I'm saying? And moist and meaty. I understand the temptations. But if they get the biting and sucking at the same time, man, I'm telling you, it's a problem. I know ain't none of y'all gonna admit it. Somebody got, who in the chat? Somebody got, all I could think, somebody talking about no comment. Okay then, right? We're getting there. Somebody got bit. Somebody had the freakiness is real. I'm telling you, we got to start looking at the most strangest sugar honey iced tea today and stop getting to the point where high strangeness is not real. We have to get to a point when we see some strange stuff that you say, I be damned. And I be damned don't mean you're caught off guard, meaning there it is. I've been looking for it all this time because that day is coming, matter of fact. And it's already been here. Because the more power and things that they can shift to and gain, they're not going to be afraid. They're afraid because it's 8 billion people on this planet. We outnumber the minute we know. But if you are going to take over civilization and live the life, why wouldn't you be in position of power? You think they're going to be homeless? You think they're living under a bridge, disguising themselves as a homeless person? Okay, some of them could be, or other species. That'll be a perfect place to experience Earth. But I'm talking about the people who are here draining our energy, our loosh. Do you obviously think that every day that you woke up that you just feel fucking drained, it came because you was talking to a friend on the phone and they drained your energy like that? You know how many people go with that? Now, I'm not saying there's not people out there that don't do that. I mean, that's some conversation you can have. You be like, fuck me, man. But sometimes that's the people get up and they ain't got nothing in the tank. And they just been around some people, some things, and they don't have a clue that something zapped, got all of that energy. And I'm serious, people. You got to be really careful with that. And it is time for somebody tell me his ex-wife. It's time for people to understand that there is a possibility. So I'm throwing this out here to you. And okay, and y'all, all right, am I in here by myself? Ain't nobody been around, been through something with someone, and you just felt drained. I'm talking like something just went, and you can't even figure it out. I ain't talking at that time that I just got off my job because they pissed me off. I'm talking a true energy drain that you felt that was weird, that didn't feel right, that it was there. Okay, Maya saying, yeah, you get what I'm saying. It's there. And it's real. It's time for you to stop looking this way, blaming it on, oh man, I'm just tired. You're tired for a reason. Oh man, they worked me, they drained me today. What did they do? They gave you 10 extra business files to work on at work. That drained you? Hell no. It was something else that drained you. All right? It was something else. Somebody said felt like a spell. Now y'all talking. This is what I'm saying. Our goal is to give you enough information you can see, hear, read, to awaken the curiosity to the possibility that there's something else. All right. The other part is I said the physical movement. Like, I didn't say that. The uncanny physical moments, like clips where the eyes shapeshift, pupils, the skin flicker. The believers out there call it glitches. I call it glitches too. Skeptics can call it, compression artifacts and stuff. Either way, people are seeing them. You get what I'm saying? This is what I'm talking about. Yeah, there you go. Let me put it on the screen. Somebody said my girlfriend. Well, hey, I hope you got that right. There's someone saying, look at all the videos of snake eye people. Yep. And there are people and accounts where they have seen during anger and extreme, yes, experiences where people saw a person change. People, that is the trick. Piss one of them off to the highest of festivity, and they're going to put the tongue out on your ass. All right? Try that. People are seeing this stuff today, this thing slithering, and they can't hide it. You go on, people are saying it, they're seeing it in clubs now. They're seeing, and I'm saying the videos are surfacing more for a reason. The stories are coming uncovered for a reason. There is somewhere in the shift, whether we're in Aquarian age or something has shifted where either our vibration is rising as a humanity, that some of these lower, or wherever they are, or maybe not low enough, starting to reveal themselves in plain sight. Plain sight. When you see that flash move, don't be sitting there and think, I didn't see that. You saw it. You saw it. And somebody said, never saw a snake-eyed human. Yes, you have. Just who walking around looking at people's eyes? Watch them today. Start watching them. Just remember, the eyes was the gateway to the soul. That was our teaching moment anyway. Our teaching moment is the gateway to the soul. See, when I talk to people, I try to look at them, and then if I look down, then I'm looking at my little focus, and I look back up, and I want to make sure it ain't no parasites and entities. But look at people in the eyes, and you just might see the gateway to the soul. You got to practice this stuff. And that's because you get 20 people that you didn't see, that don't mean the 21st ones is that. But if you get one on your first try, and the second try, and the third, that means you're surrounded by their ass. That's all I'm telling you. They said the world leaders who never age normally. This is something that's starting to happen right now. Start looking around. Some look like they're the same way they were 15, 10 years ago. No wrinkles, no human decline. No immortal, just not human enough to decay like us. They're not gods where they're immortal. It just takes them a little longer. You get what I'm saying? So start going back looking. Jen said the greatest trick they play is that they don't exist. I agree with you, Jen, because I used to always say, the greatest trick that the devil said he didn't exist. Now I believe the greatest trick that they do is people think there's no good out here. I think that's even bigger. The more and more I talk to people, the more people are always saying it's a tough world, it's a crazy world. I'm not saying it doesn't exist, but we're going to create something different. But if they can keep us believing that the world is not good, then you're going to give them exactly what they're looking for. So when we do our C4s and all of our events and beyond it reality, we're going to make sure we bring love into everything we do. Y'all, if you've been watching me over the years, I think we're there. And when I talk about magic, yeah, I mean, I got my crystals thanks to my dear friend, Judith. And man, this is one of the most beautiful. I'm so into this lapis lazuli or whatever. And then this thing right here, I didn't even notice it until I was looking. You pop it open, and in here is moon crystals. Y'all can't see it, but in there, all these things have some heavy symbolic meaning. But look, moon crystals. Let me keep this close. Fire. And of course, we have our throat chakra crystals. And because I know this stuff is real and they do what they do. I do protect myself. This is my throat chakra. I keep it in my pocket. A lot of people don't see it, but it's a magic wand. It deciphers stuff. It does things. And you ought to see my other one. I keep them because I see them. I see these things. I know they exist. And you got to protect yourself and use the same technology that they're using that we all have access to. I'm just telling you, you know. However, she did send me some extra molas. I'm just sidetracking real quick that I'm gonna probably look at this beautiful thing. She know I keep these things, but it's got the same little thing there. This has got a different meaning. And then this other one, I'm gonna probably we gave some of them away the last thing. We did some ticket drawings. But I'm gonna only do it if people register. If they register to come, then they'll be on the list. Otherwise, you know, people can show up. This one is pretty, and it already has the luminous on there, people. Okay. Anyway, I'm just saying. So let's get back on track. Let me get back on track. Let's go into what I was just saying, which is the world leaders. I think a lot of people don't understand why would the world leaders be shapeshifters. Why wouldn't you? If you want to rule the planet, you need to rule the planet and you need to rule the system. It sounded like you were speaking lizard tongue when you said the name. Hey, I'm with you. Speak the language. Well, that's the whole thing. It's designed to communicate properly. So where I'm going with this is the world leaders who never age. But why would you want to be a world leader? Why wouldn't they be? Because it runs everything. It runs humans. It runs civilization. There is a behind the government scene that 80% of our politicians, celebrities, and people in higher positions are all those hybrids. Why wouldn't if they had their own race within our race? You see, people don't look at it that way. You think that the human race is the only thing that counts here. People think that the human race is it. I'm not talking to some of you truth seekers who know that we're not by ourselves, right? You know that there is an issue. There's something else out there. We should know that by now. I'm talking about the people who don't believe the sugar, honey, iced tea. They don't think that there's nothing bipedal walking around but us. Okay, the illusion is great. And don't get me wrong, I sometimes think that they're in a better position than we are. Because when we didn't know, you're just gullible and you're just falling around, getting your soul taken and bringing it back again, getting your soul taken and soul taken over and over again. You're just going through life and coming back over and over, doing the same stuff and don't have nothing. You just being the same whatever throughout eons. And they just keep saying, bring that soul back. That soul don't know nothing. Maybe they should be just not, because once you open up, once you see it, you can't unsee it. It's like the movie The Matrix, right? When The Matrix itself was steak and the women in a wear dress, but over here on the Nebuchadnezzar, they eating slop. And the boy said, put me back in. Put me back in. I want to eat the steak. I want to eat the pork. I want to eat the sugar and all of those things. Put me back in, because over here is a problem. I get it. I totally get it. Not a problem. I understand it. So what I'm saying to you, it is definitely something for us to think about. Why wouldn't they be? So if you were from another place and you're living here on earth, why not control? Why have money, power? So think about it. This is why they fight among themselves. They are using their reptilian brain. See, when we think some of these politics are, oh, they for us. No, everybody, we're the prize. And they all fighting to be on top. They're reptilians. They're fighting each other to be on top. Why wouldn't they be? You know, we used to have a reptilian hotline, and boy, that thing was ringing. And then I'm like, okay, one of these days, one I'm going to call. And we're not the crocodile hunter. I'm not looking for them. I'm not trying to hunt down no reptilian. I would love to sit down and have a conversation and give me a little knowledge so we can talk about this thing. You get what I'm saying? And whatever, you know. I would love to talk about it, you know, and civil conversation. And then, you know, just imagine just sitting there and like, do that eye thing, sweetie. Do that eye thing, baby. Oh, girl, do it again. Oh, let me see the tongue. Whew. Let me see that tongue. Damn, it's 2 feet long. That's your tongue. Why wouldn't you want to have that conversation? Why wouldn't you? Because it's just a cordial conversation. It's just a conversation. You're curious. I'm curious. What do you do with that? You get what I'm saying? I'm not trying to go hunting them down. You'll be curious too. And I know every woman in here will be curious, like, what do a snake rocket thing look like? And he goes, well, the same as everybody else. you be like, show me. Who wouldn't have the curious conversations? Or would you gonna be like, well, who is God? I'm not there for that. You know, tell me what galaxy y'all come from. Who the fuck trying to figure that one out? What spaceship y'all got? Well, we've been here all this time. Who is trying to have those conversations? And there's people who are going to do that. You know that, right? The reptilians sit in front of them. They're going to be, well, the star system Sirius B. Who's having that conversation? Not me. Not me. I'm just saying I ain't having that conversation. I'm just not doing it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm curious as fuck. I am very curious. Is it scales in there or is it fairy? What is it? Now they start talking about drinking and bloodthirst. It's time to exit. The conversation has got a little too intimate. You get what I'm saying? If they want to know what's your blood type, if they ask you what's your blood type, get up and leave. That's like the movie quote, run, right? Just run, just leave. I don't care. You have to have your cues. You got to stand on something. Your curiosity got to have its own part where you just stop. Hypocrisy only goes so far. You get what I'm saying? I'm just letting you know. I'm just saying. All right, so obsession with symbolism. Serpents, dragons, scales, all seeing eye. Now, for a minute, when I read that a while back when I was doing my little research, I'm like, damn, Roderick, you into that shit. But, you know, I don't know. Hidden everywhere in government, architect. All right, that's fine. I'm curious. I'm the symbolizer, so I'm looking for it so that it makes me curious. But they do send messages through those symbolic stuff. That is how they send their messages, by the way. So you want to be looking for that. And I think when we're here in Dallas, there's a lot of places. Even go look at the Margaret Hunt Bridge. I was going to say that for y'all. Everybody know the Margaret Hunt Bridge here in Dallas, that big ass bridge? Go look at it. It's like a DNA helix on the top, right? Go there at night when they turn the lights on under the bottom. It's scales. Yeah, go check it out. Go there at night, look underneath it, and even you can Google pictures. You can probably see it. There are scales underneath. Man, these people not playing. They're like, we're here. They got the DNA. The bridge got the DNA strands, but go look under the thing and watch you see the scales there. Like it's a snake, right? Go check it out. Tell me, go check it out. I'm just saying. So people don't just decorate institutions with creatures that they don't worship. Now, I'm saying this because true story. There was a group of us having a private meeting this weekend with the team. And I ain't going to say where we were. And if you were there, don't put it in the chat. But there was a group of us having a meeting. And right before our eyes was all the reptilian symbolism that we needed to see. It was sitting right there. We just like, oh, yeah, look, damn. I mean, right there. Because they do it in plain sight. It's no joke. But people don't notice it because it's disguised as other things. And why wouldn't it be? Why wouldn't it be? That's all I'm saying. However, it's what it is. It's what it is. The agenda for control and not care is another thing. Policies look engineered for obedience and not well-being. We're talking sickness, fear, debt, division. And we're talking a human leader fails, a reptilian leader feeds. It's just where it is, people. There are some good people in politics that try to slip through the cracks and then they find out the hard way. If you go back to one of our shows, we had Darren here. His daddy was with the Shylights that hung out with the Jacksons. What was his story? The dude was on here saying he was a kid. He watched his family eat rats in the mouth, open up, and all this kind of stuff. All right. He said that some of those people were reptilians. He talked about this story. You go back, it's in one of our videos that we did last year or whenever live. The dude was telling a story. Yeah, there was probably some people in the chat like he's crazy. And to now you go back, we got all kinds of shit. But you know, when he was telling that story, I started getting emails from people who said that the Shylights picked their friends up at night in limousines out and crawling out the windows and was going through certain experiences. See, I don't give you part B of these stories. It happens. And the minute you start realizing that there are strange things, you will see strange things. It's like you getting a red car. You go buy your new car and it's red, a red Chevy Impala. Let's make sure it's specific here. And all of a sudden, you already know within 2 days, you're going to see Impalas everywhere because your conscious mind begins to adjust itself to the vibration of what it thinks you need to see. When you see one of these motifs and how they rolling, you will then begin to see them everywhere. And it's not because they was hiding from you. It's just that your conscious mind wasn't there. I'm just telling you how it works. That's all I'm telling you. I'm just telling you how it works. Now, the blood sacrifice narrative is all over the place. We already know this. The blood sacrifice narrative is freaking everywhere. Make no mistake about it. We know when it comes down to the reptilian inversion or whatever you want to call it, the blood sacrifice conversations are everywhere. To the left, to the right, up, down, who cares? They're everywhere. And people, if it's everywhere, like I'm talking about, it is worth you looking into without a shadow of a doubt. You got to look into it. You have to. You have to look into it. It's right there. And if you don't, I'm just telling you. And it's war after war, endless conflict, not always for land and politics. Some believe it's energetic feeding, harvesting, emotion, suffering. There are some of you right now who probably, let's say you in a relationship over here and you're in a relationship over there and you wondering why it's just so much conflict or chaos. The word is chaos. And people don't really know how these entities attached, right? And we're talking tapping into your collective unconscious, your dreams. That's something else we're going to start talking about, interpreting symbolic in dreams. I'm putting together what I call our skilled knowledge council. I'm going to make sure I bring people that are capable of teaching you the truth. Because where we think that we're trying to look for it right there, it's only because the limitation that they have put on right here. Your eyes are useless when your mind is blind. Make no mistake about it. That is truth versus authority. What we're saying, it started out with authority. It's the mind. And if they can taint the mind and the mind takes control and speaks to you, and when you see something and the mind says that ain't what you think. See, your mind is saying, is it this or is it that? But your unconscious mind is saying it's both. You got to tap into your unconscious mind, people. You got to get there. And we'll talk about that. But blood sacrifice is energetic feeding. This is how they're doing this. And I know there's people going to be putting in my chat, they do it after every live stream. Roderick, where's the proof? Like that old lady, where's the beef? Where's the beef? Y'all remember that Wendy's commercial? Where's the beef? You gotta be at least 25 times 2 plus 5, like I am, to remember that. Okay. And you're probably trying to figure that shit out. But I'm saying 25 times 12. No, listen. I'm 30 plus 20 plus 5. Okay. Oh, you can look at it any kind of way you want. 40 plus 10 plus 5. You all right? You get it? 25 times 2 plus 3 plus 2. Whatever, but you got to be that to remember where's the beef. Commercial. I'm saying, get your mind right. And that's what people walking around doing. Where's the proof? Where's the proof? Like a damn parrot. Where's the proof? What? Where's your fucking imagination? Because that's what they got you trying to do. If I can't see it, touch it, feel it, it's not what it is. When they're manipulating, the greatest weaponry that they can is to give us the illusion. That's all they're doing. They're giving us the illusion. Somebody said I'm 8'8". I remember when this commercial. I'm with you. The infiltration playbook. Ancient text, listen, describes serpent gods ruling over humans. Modern stories replaced with politicians. Think about it. Who is willing to? Here's what I really want to do. And don't email me if you are not down with the damn program. Please. I need some serious people. I know Jen and there's a few others out here with some serious people because I need that around me now. We're going on a real journey. I need some serious people. Dependable people. Commitment like people. You get what I'm saying? I want to do a genealogy, not going backwards. I want to bring that bitch forward. I want to know who's walking around. We need to do a genealogy as a group somewhere, and we search forward. I guarantee you to be the ride of our lives. And when we get to that point and write a name in and we look at somebody like, damn, you've been standing here with our ass all this time? Why the fuck you didn't say something? That's how deep I want it to go. And find out that you are a reptilian that's sitting among us. Well, we cool. We ain't gonna raid you out. We ain't gonna ask for some skin. Well, I'm gonna give me some skin, bro. You get what I'm saying? Give me some skin. I bet he'd be like, he don't find that funny. You get what I'm saying? But I'm saying to you, what are we doing? All right, somebody said I'm on mute. Maybe they just came into the show. And sometime later. Anybody, y'all can still hear me? Yes or no? Somebody text me and let me know, please. All right. Yeah, Chad is probably like 30 minutes behind. Some people enter the live stream and they're not. Okay. But if y'all can hear me, okay, good. All right. So where I'm going with this is we need to do a genealogy forward. Yeah, we got enough books to go back to the Merovingi bloodlines. We got enough technology or information to go all the way back to the African plains or over at that place over there where everybody know that they're fighting and all that stuff or whatever. You can't even say their name on YouTube now. Their shit is they got their game tight. You better not say nothing. But I'm saying let's go forward. Let's go all the way and keep going until we find out that you or your cousin or that person is your boss or whatever is who they're not saying they are. And they just walk up to them, say, I want to fucking raise. Why you want to raise? Because look, I know who you are. Now, when you do that, and you one of these people who like to disappear, or I like to go find my own place, my zen. Oh, people are draining me, so I want to just disappear. You expose one of them and you want to go talk about you want to go disappear, your ass is gone. And we ain't looking for you. Because you know why? You all we know is that person is they're out there resting. Because that's the rumor, right? That's the rumor. You get what I'm saying? It's a rumor. So I don't know. I have no clue. So it's one of those things. You get what I'm saying? I have no clue. So what I'm saying is we need to go forward. We need to go forward. That's all I'm saying. Let's just go forward and look for them forward and let's find them and greet them. All right. So another thing is the infiltration playbook. This is what it is. Ancient texts, like I said that they were ruling over us with modern stories and they replaced them with the politicians, which is very true these days. Everything is inverted. So if you go back to ancient texts, then you're going to see that the text says what it says. And you're going to understand that they didn't go anywhere. They just didn't go anywhere. Now, the problem was Credo Muchwa, that's it, the Zulu shaman, he said it was sexually compatible with us. So this is why when people are like, well, Roderick, what do they look like? Well, what the fuck? What if we look like them? You get what I'm saying, right? What if in order for them to walk among us unseen, we need to either blend in. One of us is blending in, except for the ones who are in their archaic forms that are still here in a draconic form or, the whatever, then they got to stay hidden because then we're going to spot them. So maybe they living underground, subterranean, or maybe they're, but now the Vatican, let's just go with modern day Vaticanism. Let's go modern day church. Why are we getting so many reports now that there's demonic people running these churches? Why are we getting that? Or has it been that way all the time? And like, no, they can't be. Why wouldn't they be in the house of God? If you're looking for lost souls, the perfect mousetrap is a church. That's it. If I was trying to catch something, you're going to bring the bait. So if it's a lost soul, they're going to go to church. And why not catch the soul in the most vulnerable person? This is why you're seeing it now. This is why you see some of these mega pastors, they're showing their faces right there. People not thinking of the logic. See, I got approached by a company that wanted me to do my show on their network, and it was a Christian network. I was flabbergasted. I was like, why me? And then they was talking about money, and I'm like, okay, shit, it's me. And then they said, well, we're going to have your show on our network, and your show will draw non-Christian people, is what they said. And I'm like, okay. Well, I still didn't get it for a minute. And they said, then we're going to run ads. And I'm like, what? Yeah, we don't want to run ads on people that's already converted. Well, that's a waste of money. But so I'm like, this is what you think of whatever. Now, I was like, hell with that. I ain't doing that, And if I'd have called one of my friends, yeah, you ain't no sellout. But no, I was confident. Because I started thinking how confident that our audience is that they couldn't convert anybody that way. So it would just been free money. But I was like, huh. Because at first I was like, they're going to think you selling out. Hell no. I don't think one of you on here, the commercials would have worked. None of you. It would just been free money. Right? I am right? I do believe in y'all. I don't believe we can fly, but I believe in y'all, right? You wouldn't have been converted, right? Or maybe not. I'm not saying it's a bad thing to believe in. No, Lord, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm just saying whatever their reasoning and intention was for. But that's what they do. Someone says, seen the movie Meat Train. The elite strange obsession with rituals. Rituals is very important on a good scale, bad scale, whatever. People be like, oh, I don't want to be involved in no ritual. If you get up every morning and do the same thing, let's say you brush your teeth, then you go drink your coffee, and then you sit and do something every day, that's a ritual. Plain and simple. When they tell you to dip the Oreo cookie in milk, that becomes a ritual. And of course, the Oreo is the as above, sub logo. Look at the symbolism. That's what it whole mean. The company, Oreo's 26 gematria, all of that, the God numbers and everything. And go look at the logos on the symbolism on the cookie itself. You see the Scotch, you see the double keyless cross. You see everything is there. It's in front of us. And it's because it's there. They're just them saying as above, so below. And then the rituals you go dip it with, and give your permission. I used to be an Oreo dipping fool. Hell, it got to a point I'll bite half of the Oreo and put it in my mouth and drink the milk and just swish it around. Like, damn, this is a world. Cold milk with ice in it. Yeah, that was what I used to do. Now, shit, no. I'm just saying. Let me look up here. Someone goes, yo, Roderick, look into cops, National Guards they're doing. I heard they are blocking a lot of streets and trafficking people. I heard a cop say on YouTube live stream sounded legit as you know what. I wouldn't doubt it. See, they're getting more and more. Let me tell you what could happen, and I'm not saying this is. When you start thinking them rounding people up like they say they're doing, you know how many people they can round up, take them through the doors that we see that we think is interesting because we're watching them live or we're watching clips, and they're taking people, pushing them through doors. How many people come out of those doors? All we know is they're getting shipped out somewhere. There are no one tracking them. Some of them don't have family members. They know this. Some of them got kids attached to them, so they go back and get the whole family. We don't know. Perfect disguise if you're looking and you're low on inventory. If you were low on inventory and you needed some people, you can come up with a big ass plan of roundup, a legalized fucking roundup. Why wouldn't you do that? I think optimistically, right? I think a little far-fetched where it's like the tinfoil. No, Roderick, they wouldn't be rounded. They just kicking them out of America. Well, do we know? Do we know that the whole shipping is going that route? That it's a FedEx to back to the country? Do we know the plane actually has a destination saying from here to there? Do we know this? Who's finding them? Who's checking them? Who is checking a undocumented soul? I'm using the word soul that's carrying what they need. I'm just telling you. And I'm just playing, just in case they listen, like we could get rid of it. He's talking too much damn sense. I have no clue. I saw it in a movie. It was on TikTok. Somebody was on TikTok, or I saw it somewhere. I don't know. But you get what I'm saying. Yeah. If you're gonna do it, you all you got to do is get all of us to buy into it, and then we buy into it. It's called problem, reaction, solution. That's it. Problem, reaction, solution. That's what it is. We have cold-blooded environmental preferences. Why do world elites build underground bunkers? Low light, controlled temperature, reptile-friendly environments. Have you not seen the bunkers being bought and sold these days? I told y'all we rounding up a group of people to build a bunker. That's one of the most secret projects. I mean, you wouldn't know where. But the whole point is, now if you want to be in my bunker, you got to be resourceful. Yeah, we might have some room for some people in the bunker, but you got to be resourceful. We got to be resourceful. You know what I'm saying? Like MacGyver and some shit, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. But I'm saying they're building bunkers. You can buy bunkers everywhere. And why are they doing it? Jay-Z and Beyonce bought the most expensive house in LA. Everybody thought it was a white house sitting on the beach. That damn thing was known for the immense bunker. Mark Zuckerberg just built a bunker somewhere. And remember, it's supposed to be enough to hold his family, like a few hundred people. Yeah, or 30, something, whatever it was. It's big. They're building bunkers. Why are they building bunkers? Maybe we think it's because something is coming, or is it because the temperature within the earth stays the same year round? There's a thing called subtropolis. Look it up, that all these companies, every company here has an office in this place. Yeah, it exists. Go look it up. There's a place that's called subtropolis. Trucks go in there, 18-wheeler daily. They're just coming in and out. It's business as usual, underground in this bunker or whatever, underground living. They do it. Now where I'm about to say next that I told you earlier that we've been waiting on. This comes to this point. This is the most serious part of it all. I said in the beginning of the show, when I get to that, and now I'm here to that. Okay. And I'm saying this to you because this is very serious. I touched on it a little bit. We went into it, but we're going to go into it hard now. And I'm saying to you that this is serious, okay? People, we talk about energy and loosh. Let me give you another frame of mind. The emotion harvest theory that they do. I know now it's time for us to have this conversation. I'm going to slow down just a little bit, bring it down just a knot verbally, bring you into a point where I talk slow enough, not ebonics, but enough for you to get where I'm about to say as we just touch on this. And I want this to stick in your mind, the emotion harvest theory, in emotion with an E, E-M-O-T-I-O-E. But emotion harvest theory. Ladies and gentlemen, this is real. It's cold red. That's all I'm going to tell you. It is very cold red when it's time. This is the purpose of what we're doing. This is the secret sauce behind our knowledge beyond reality. Doc B is going to be here. In fact, he's going to be here. Billy is coming down. And this is real. So right here on the screen, That's it. Doc B is going to be here in 10 days, and he's going to do the core access experience. We're going to get your emotion vibration up. Billy's going to come with the thing I put together called the Money, Mind, and Mandate, the State of the Union of 2026. He's going to be here in Dallas. Now, here's the deal. Look at the bottom. You see where it says 3 and free? Join the team. Right now, you screenshot this. If you text or type to support at Truth versus Authority, say that you want to be an affiliate, and if you get 3 people to buy a ticket, you come free. Or maybe you somewhere else, then we'll work something out. But you have to call. We have to do this verbally over the phone because I got to set up the link, give it to you, and then give you these 2 images to post on your Facebook, and then we can track it. I'll have a leaderboard each week and say, hey, such and such is at this. When you get 3 and it's free. Yeah, some of you got 3 people that you can post whatever, they buy it, and you get a free ticket to any one of these events. It have to be the event for what it's sold for. So if it's 3 Billy tickets, you get to go there. If it's 3 Doc B, you get to go there. And we'll continue to do this. I'm going to allow 20 people to be part of this marketing team, and we'll shut it off. And like I said, I will make a link especially for you, and then we track it. You know, you're not going to log in and track it, but I will track it. I just want you to know this is for you. Look at it right now. That's the email address, 3 and free. Okay. So if you want to do that, how long would you allow these lizard people to have their way with us? We can't do anything about it. That's all I'm saying. It's not time for us to let them do anything. It's time for us to see it. And when you see it, you can maneuver. And when you maneuver, you can walk and look like them, don't live among them, but then you can function. That's all. You get what I'm saying? Somebody said I can come this Sunday. I don't know what that means. I got to look up the language. Let me look up my best-selling book and send what Sunday is. Bestseller on Amazon. Sunday. Sunday, S-E-N-D-A, is Sunday. Oh, okay. There we go. Boom. It's in the book, The Unspeakable Truth. Make sure you get it. Bestseller. All right. Emotional harvesting, people. I can look at the numbers. We lost about 8 people when I said that. I'm glad they're gone. And maybe something happened, but people, the ones who hear are supposed to hear this. I'm a firm believer of that. Believers argue, reptilians feed on fear. And if you don't believe that, then you ask the question is, what does the media that runs 24/7, 12, 365 do all day long? It's designed that way. Look at your social media feed and see what's coming across. Yeah, it may be a little sprinkle. They need it. It's not just being made up, people. It's not being made up. Fear, panic, division is the chemistry of that. See, I've said this before. When you find your person that you can be with, I'm not saying, whatever. I'm just using this. Some of you may have already did that. The one commitment that you both going to have to make is that this is real, and you better do everything inhumanly possible to avoid the confrontation, and that is just being open conversation, people. And it takes a lot of shadow work. And shadow doesn't mean negative. All of us have it in us. The shadow is the thing that is hidden from the personas that we carry. And usually the thing we hate about somebody is ours too. But what I'm saying is it's got to be a commitment, that vibration. Can you imagine having a argument with high vibration argument? Like, is that possible? You better fucking believe it could be. I would think it is. I don't know. But you'd be like, you really pissed me off today, baby. I love you. You'd be like, I pissed you off? Yeah. Well, kiss my ass, lovey baby. You're like, all right, well, shit. Your mama, shoot, that get on my damn nerves, but I love her to death. A high vibration argument will probably be good to go. You get what I'm saying? Because it's all designed to draw. You know, somebody come home 2 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning. Well, where you been? I know the sun is coming up and you was just out there recharging in the moon, right? I love you. Oh, yeah, you smell like flowers. you give us have a positive conversation. I don't know. Someone says living proof that you could do that. All right. That's all I'm saying. Jen says it's possible, living proof, do shadow work together. Yeah. You got to do that work together. It's a commitment because if you do it, you're going to get a deeper understanding with the person. Unquestionable, you are. And just accept what you learn. Accept it. That's all you got to do. And you find out that person was a killer and they hadn't killed you, you thank them for their shadow work. Woo! All right, so I don't know. You should still get out of that one, okay? I just want you to know. But the whole point is, you just think that you can get out. Be like, all right, appreciate it. I'm glad we got to the bottom of that, right? We're not watching the news, people. We're fueling something else. See, we think that we are watching. We're fueling something. And see, and it's hard for people to grasp that we're energetic light beings. And the light of everything, it's just hard because we're looking in this particular, whatever you want to call it, not holographic world, but this dimension of whatever, 3D, 2D, whatever. We don't know that we are light beings, but they know we are. So why would the spirit be light? Why is there a flash when a baby and when the sperm hit or whatever, go back, it's electrical current. That's what has been shown. They catch it on camera. Boom. It wasn't because there was some good stuff. I'm sorry. Let me get. But you get what I'm saying. I'm saying we are light beings, and being light beings, everything is done that way. They're after it. It's just when we come through here, this embryonic sac, and we become water. Earth is 73% water. Human is 73% water. Everything is water. We're actually in an egg sac like a reptilian until we're born. You get what I'm saying? We're in it until we're born. We're in a reptilian sac. So I'm saying to you, why wouldn't you think the game will be to generate and make? And Morpheus said it in the movie. Morpheus said that human beings became batteries. And the machines found out that they can harvest humans and get more energy than the freaking sun. More energy than the sun. What kind of plan is that? It's a real one, by the way. But more energy than the freaking sun. From you. You. And wait till you heighten up. Think about it. Think about, see, for me, if I had $1 million, there was a time in my life having $1 million, I would have lived like one. Now I'll take the money for freedom, for sovereignty, to have what I call fuck you money, right? I mean, you talk about Will Smith kids, they got fuck you money. Anytime somebody got fuck you money, they can do whatever they want. And we're going to sit here and talk. But I'm saying, if you get to the point you get FU money, that don't mean you have to look like it, but just have it so that you can do what you want to do. I'm not saying, whatever. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'll be for, my watch, the Rolex, so that somebody will recognize the power. But I'm going to hit them with my wallet like Bill Cosby could do. But where I'm going with this is the bills, the lifestyle that they have us chasing creates that energy. Go look at it. Go back and find everybody who posted their new car last year. Everybody hey, I was blessed, God, by the rhythm, the ribbon, whatever. Husband bought us a car. Go just look it all over. True story. And then forward the Facebook post forward until you see the word bills in their text. Because the blessings becomes bills. They do. The attitude shifts from high happiness to bills. And they know this. They know you're gonna feel good about the car, the purchases, and all that you're gonna be flexing, I'm this and that. And when shit get tight and the pressure really gets on, that stuff produces a lot of negative energy for them to get. A lot. That's a lot. That's why we didn't have that problem when we had horsebacks, and the mailman was riding everything on a horse and everything else. It wasn't until materialism kicked in that there was a problem. I'm just letting you know. Now, all of these are my personal thoughts. Now, we got about 4 more. The strange consistency of global agendas from different countries, cultures, religions. The same agendas emerge. Humans rarely agree on lunch, but reptilians, they have a hive mind and it loves synchronization. I did a video on that. Right? You get what I'm saying? That's my guy. That New Life Tools. He said there are soul suckers and they steal your life force, the light of your soul. That's my, sometimes we can say my guy, but that's my friend. That brother Yosef in the house. And me and him talk about them soul suckers. If you really, now, like I said, I got my magic wand, my throat chakra, and thanks to my guy, he's like, dude, you know what I'm saying? So if I got any magic question, I call him. Because he's deep into this stuff, and a scholar with it, use it, understand it in the righteous of ways. They're doing it too. But he's right. They're soul suckers. And not sucker like a sucker. Where he said, like I told y'all earlier, get curious. If you having sex with somebody and they start sucking on you and drawing blood and you think it's erotic, I know some of y'all been bitten. I know some of y'all been bitten, sucked on, and you walking away calling your home, but man, this girl here, and you got the scars to prove it. Yeah, man, I got the scars to prove it. You come to me, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to hurt your feelings. I'm your guy. I'm going to hurt your feelings like, dude, that's not what you think. Oh, man, I can't wait to get no, dude, that's not what you think. Oh, man, she bit me. Yeah, okay. I'm telling you, yeah, they're soul suckers. And they get it in which way? Through your blood, through your DNA, through your energy, by all means necessary. It is what it is. And I know I'm talking about women. There are men out there that are vampires too, okay? Ladies, be careful because their seduction rate is really high. They can put you under the spell and all that stuff. And then all of a sudden, you call home and you be like, hey, whatever. I'm telling everybody. Keep talking about he hate that when it happens. I'm with you. I'm just saying. I'm just talking to a group of people who we normally talk to just let you know, hey, there's something to do that we need to look into. They have a hive mind. How hive mind works would be, go look at a flock of birds. I did a show on this last week. Go look at a flock of birds, and the flock of birds move in synchronization. You think there's a lead bird saying, hey, left, right, duck. Have you ever seen a flock of birds? It's romantic. It's symphony. We're talking hundreds of them and you see it in the sky. It's like, you think it's a lead bird saying left, right, up, down, and then there's some sergeant birds? No, it's a hive mind. That's your symbolic way of looking at how they work. And they're in unison. Now, every now and then, a few birds break off, even a smaller group break off. It's still hive mind. You ever seen that? A few birds say, fuck it. We're going to go get our own perch. That's how the reptilians do it. That's how the whatever, Rockefellers and Illuminatis. That's why so many of them, skull bones, they break off. They still a hive mind within their hive. But that's what they do. That's what they do. Somebody talk about, what about getting your back scratched up? Well, if your back is getting scratched up, let me tell you what we're going to do. We have a sponsor that sponsors our stuff, which is Phoenix Fire. There should be a link in a rep in there, and she has all this juju. So you go get some of the juju, or go look it up. The website is phoenixfirejuju.com. Juju. Go look it up. She got juju for that. She's one of our sponsors of our events, and you talk about scratch on the back. That's a real sign. And if you could see it, you might be lizard to be able to turn your back to go look and stuff. You know what I'm saying? But she's scratching your back, you know. Two things. One of y'all could be a reptilian, you or her. One is just too much. I don't know. But, you know, like the fly, you start growing scales and shit, then you got a different problem. But if they're drawing blood, if somebody's literally drawing blood from you in some of the most romantic ways, man, do not be confused that that's cute. That's a ritual, symbolic, there's something happening. That's it. Remember Megan, whatever, said her and her man drink each other's blood, and he'd be like, remember she said her man be like, drink me. And when she says it, she's sexy as all get out, right? Megan Fox or whatever. And when you look at her, be talking about drink my blood. And you be like, drink mine too, Megan. You know what I'm saying? Because the way she said and all that, hell no. That's something going on there. And they're saying it in plain sight on TV that they drink each other's blood. And then go back and look. They got doppelgangers that looks like them 100 years ago. Perfect match. I'm just saying. You know, I'm just having a natural conversation. I see that John says, I'm really trying to reason with this. I mean, what are you reasoning with? Help us out. Put in the chat. This is what today is all about. What are you reasoning with so we can help you? That the fact that I'm having a little comic relief in this, or what? Because if you're trying to reason with, you done had somebody sucking your blood, having sex, or whatever, how did you feel about it? Is it worth it? Or whatever. Just do that. All right. They're saying that shape-shifting stories across cultures. Nagas, the jinn, serpent gods, lizard beings, different continents, same creatures. Like the mythological stories is the same all across cultures for some reason. Why is that? Why nobody questions that? Why nobody be like, isn't that strange to you? Isn't it? I mean, it's like stuff you have to look at. You have to ask the question when you see some shit like, isn't that strange? Your intuition is telling you. Your spider senses is telling you. Your crazy senses is telling you. It's like your eyes are useless when your mind is blind. And when you do it, you just have to answer the question. Is that strange to you? And you answer yourself and say, hell yes. And then maybe you start walking. It's the ones that don't answer themselves. When their intuition says, is that strange to you? Or you remember, because we got two conscious minds here, three. Conscious, subconscious, collective unconscious, so to speak. But when those subconscious and conscious, those two kind of here get to talking, and one of them says, I'm strange. Is that strange? And then the other mind like, nah, I don't really look like. No, the other one needs, that's the shadow. See, your shadow is the one going to tell your ass to run. Your shadow is you got to draw from that superpower. And that's what we're going to be teaching people to integrate. You don't kill it. You need it. The shadow is there. It's useful. You just got to command it. That shadow is useful. The shadow is the one going to tell you, like, don't believe that shit, Bernard. Don't believe it. You get what I'm saying? Because that conscious mind who got all kinds of stuff playing with it be like, it looked like she got long teeth or he got a long whatever. But let me get closer to find out. Done. It's done. It's done. That's all I'm saying. We have to look. So different continents, same creatures. Did billions of humans hallucinate this in the same entity? Or did they witness the same thing? Think about it. We have ancient cultures from all over the world have depictions, hologram, or whatever you want to call it, whatever stuff painted on walls. They all was trying to tell us that something was happening. That because it wasn't really a big language back then. They can just draw and leave back evidence. And some of you can walk into a cave in Africa, in Egypt, and walk right in, and somebody will say, this is 20,000 years old. And you look on the wall, 20,000 years ago, somebody painted a picture of a damn snake people. And you go, that's just art. Then they come to get scientific with you and says carbon dating. This carbon dating sample says this is real. But yet you're looking up there and they got a spaceship that looks like a helicopter that we got today, way back then, and there's painting on their walls. Isn't that strange to you? Is that not worth us looking stuff up? I'm not trying to plead with you. I'm saying to you, enough is enough. The BS is enough. This is why we're doing conscious and conspiracy. Because on one hand, there's conscious people who think the conspiracy doesn't exist, and they're walking around saying, I'm whatever. I'm God. There's a God in me, and I'm protected. I think there's a misunderstanding being a creator God than what you really think. Some people think there's God in me. I'm a God. They can't touch me. They can't drain me. That's not what that means. We're not contesting you're a God. We're testing that they understand what they want from you, your body, or whatever. And so we got conspiracy people who are still conspiratorial and looking at the government for answers. We're going to bridge the gap. Please, if you come to Dallas, you bring a few people that register, I'm going to put your name in a hat for a free ticket to that next week event. We're going to build our community, but we need people coming. I'm talking about no kids or cousins and ask them. They better be registered on our email list. Okay? I'm saying. Someone says, y'all, I always knew that there was more entities. All you have to do is look at the accounts artists. That's what I'm talking about, shit. You know what I'm saying? Dell Bells. We're on the same page with that. That's what I'm talking about. Somebody said all the suffering they cause will we supposed to continue to try to live peace with these creatures? This is like Mars attack. We can't get around living in the same circumference as they are. It's just that when you learn the rules of the game will never change, but the rules will alter. Once you know how to play by the rules of whatever game you're in, you will be better sufficient of surviving. And that's all that we try to do. See, I don't no longer keep here be trying to tell you what they're doing. Oh, look at them, they're doing this. We need to figure out why. There's nothing more important than the why. And once you figure that out, ladies and gentlemen, then you own to a discovery. You see, there could be a crime right now and they can unalive 25 people and they're going to catch them and they're going to find out who did it with what. You reading me right now? But you rest assured they're going to spend the next 2 weeks having the stuff blocked off and they're searching for why. They already know what happened. They know who did it and what he did it with, when he did it. They want why. Why is the place in your mind that's going to get answers. This is what the discovery I send you on. This is why I throw thought-provoking questions up, statements. This is why I don't conclude things with factual saying this is that. If I can keep you discovering, then it's going to keep you growing because you're going to go search. You're not just going to just fall victim to what got posted yesterday. You're going to validate it. You're going to question every damn thing. And you should. You should. You should. You should question everything. Like he said, these entities are not physical in his opinion. So you can't use physical tools to fight them. That's what I was talking about. You know, and that's, it's magic, people. You got to fight it. This is when y'all come to my events, you're going to see I'm holding my other one. I'm making sure protection. We got our crystals. We're doing our thing. You got to fight them the way they move. This is why people don't win those battles. They don't win those battles because they're fighting with the wrong weapons. Do you know there's people sleeping with guns in their bed because they worried about a spirit coming? Truly? I'm not lying. There's people right now got knives under their pillow because spirits. And when you tell them to put a little stick with a wand on it, nah, they ain't gonna do it. Yeah, think about it. You better put some Harry Potter stuff in your arsenal, literally, so to speak. But there's people right now going to bed every night, and they may put something there, and they like, when it come, I'm gonna cut them. It's not gonna work. And if you can cut them, and he bleed, that's your ex. He was just wearing a ghost suit. That's all I'm saying. But there's people out there who think that that's the way they're going to fight this thing. They don't think about the mental, spiritual aspects, the metaphysical of this stuff. Because we're in a one-track way that we think this world functions. And when you get groups and things, tribes like Brother Yosef come, and then you get myself, and you get us start talking on a different level, and then people like, oh, that's crazy, and they can't figure out why their life is in turmoil, not because they don't go to work. Yeah, they got their bread, they're paying their bills, they got their car, but they know something is wrong. There's more people I know that have success the way they dreamed it up, but they know something is wrong. They're not feeling it. And don't get me on the impact with folks that know they don't belong here. The people now waking up every day knowing that this country, this world is foreign to them. You got people you probably sleep with at night, wake up in the morning, and you look over there and be like, oh, he is handsome. And he's up like this looking to fuck around like it's the first day. Like, what the fuck am I doing here? And you think he done it because he was in the bed with you last night. He's trying to figure out, how did I even get in this world? Where am I? There's people wake up every morning going, where in the hell am I? And then when the conditions is right, the anxiety kicks back in. Then the system, they watch some on the news, the program will continue, the colors start flashing, the phone is ringing, then you over there running your program, yeah, and bringing the vibration right here. Then he remembers and forget everything else, and he's right back in it until he goes to sleep at night. And it starts over like a cycle, over and over and over. How many of you are dealing with stuff like that on a daily basis with a big ass D? Because it's real. It's real. All right, you probably laughing. If ain't nobody with me, if I'm standing by myself, but if you with me, put in the chat, because right now I could be looking pretty crazy saying what I just said. If you know me, you could text me, whatever. Let me know you with me, because we're putting together a group of people one by one, that the illusion is not going to work. Now, that don't mean we go and get off the planet. Now, let's rule too. There are rules to rule a section of the planet. You can have a little bit of it. All right, we got some. Dinah, which is the godmother of our channel, she said, I'm with you. Nicole says, I'm with you. Thank you. You get what I'm saying? Because there are people, man, fighting this thing with the wrong weapons. You need to, need is too powerful. That'll trigger you. Renee said, I'm with you. Thank you. Out of 140 people in here, at least 3 of you with me. That's cool, because 2 or more people make a game, baby. All right, we got another one. We got 2. Cool. 3. Pure blood. All right. 4. All right. So at least now we got a tribe. We can watch each other back. That's how we got to look at this thing. We can watch each other back. We got a tribe now. All right? That's all I'm saying. We got a tribe. But I want to give you some hope. I've been just talking all night, but I want to give you some hope. Divine Phenomenon says, I'm with you. Thank you. Yeah. All right. Here. Someone said, I love our Second Amendment. Jeremiah said, I'm with you. With you too, peeps. Good. Now, thank y'all. Facts. All right, cool. Because for a minute, I was like, am I an illusion? Is the illusion that I'm in illusion thinking there's people with me? You get what I'm saying? But listen, let me give you some hope. You can do something about it. I just want you to think the strategy a little different. I mean, if you just want off the planet, there are ways you can get out of here today. I don't suggest that. Enjoy the world that's put together. Enjoy this matrix. All you need is the playbook. You find out the playbook, you can enjoy it. But let me tell you, one of the recipes that you're going to have to function with is love. Judith says she with me. All right, cool. It's love. The recipe, the baseline ingredient is love. And then you're going to need a little knowledge. This is where, and this is not a damn sales pitch either. This is where the world separates from free, things that you can find free, and the things that people, you get what I'm saying, that people are out here researching, giving up their time, hours and hours and hours, and they say, okay, for $50, I'm going to show you how to save your soul. People, do you know how many people fight back for that? Because the program designs you to pay for their Netflix, pay them for the conflict that you get, pay for them to watch you. It's designed. And when somebody is going to enlighten you, you push back like, oh, that's wrong. And then you say, they're supposed to give that away to humanity. Why would they? Okay, that's their own discretion. They can do that. I agree. There's some love to do. People, it's time, and I'm no longer saying invest in yourself. That's a message that has been going for years. Don't invest in yourself. Invest in your fucking protection. That's what I'm telling you now. Protect your most greatest asset, your mind. I don't give a damn what the body has. When they get your mind and your mind is gone, that's it. You can be as sexy as a river bottom coon, but they get your mind, it's it. Invest in protection now. This is the world we in. This is where we're living in right now. I'm telling you, invest in protection. And that means from integrating your shadow work, learning magic, understand symbolic symbolism, all the things that you don't see because it's operating in the collective unconscious. You got to get in there and get that out. That's where your protection is. Invest in your protection. And then your protection is going to give you your sovereignty anyway by default. That protection is going to give you the wealth that you seek by default. The protection is going to give you the open mind and peace that you look by default. The protection is going to give, see, it's a human nature for somebody to be with somebody for protection anyway. It's a human thing. Security consciousness, whatever. We can use the word. People do it in relationships. Why not do it in the metaphysical world that we have? Invest in protection. That should be our whole mantra for the whole damn year 2026. Yeah. So if you walk up to me and you see my cuckoo ass got a wand and I point that bitch at you and be like, get away. And you be like, he crazy. Yeah, until you start feeling that shit. Then you start feeling like, man, and your stuff start coming apart and you're like, what's wrong? And then you start walking away. Roderick got low vibration. I'm leaving. Your ass better leave. Because it's magic. It's magic. That's why. You feel real uncomfortable It's magic. I point this at the screen and you feel very uncomfortable. It's magic. And it's all vibrational within the light of whatever I don't know. I'm just around smart people that I listen to, that pour into me, and I understand my mission. Protect yourself. I'm just telling you, protect yourself. That's all I can tell you. That's all I can tell you. You got to protect yourself. All right, we're going to come to a close in about 10 minutes. All I'm saying, protect yourself. Right? You know, if there was somebody here agreeing, if I said protect yourself, you should be like, you damn right. That's how much emotion you should have in protecting yourself. Yeah, that's it. Let me give it to you again.
You damn right, wise ass.
That's how you should respond to me when I say protect yourself. With anger, energy, positive energy, of course. So when I say protect yourself, you say,
you damn right, wise ass.
That's how you respond. Every single time. If it's that time of the month for anybody, whatever, male, female, whatever, then you do it like this. Damn right. You express yourself that way if that's what you want. But either way, you use the word right. That's the point I'm trying to make. That's the point that I'm trying to make. Use the word right. That's all I'm trying to say. That's all I was trying to say. There you go. Somebody said you damn right. You get what I'm saying? That's all I'm trying to say. You can talk like that. Try it. Try it. Invest in protection. You damn right. In fact, I'm going to say it again. Put it in the chat. If you agree with me, in a few seconds, I'm going to say invest in protection, and then you know the response. And you can say it. You will feel good. If somebody else in the house with you, fine. Just scream it out. You will feel good because it's going to raise your vibration. It's truth. Truth is going to raise your vibration. And you ain't crazy. You ain't crazy. You get what I'm saying? You could do it. You could do it. I know you can. Yeah, I know it. You can. Don't be sitting here. Some people be like, Roderick,
Want the truth.
And they be like, you know what I'm saying? Roderick, I want the truth. I just told you the truth. I told you the truth. I really did. I told you the truth. And I'm not going to treat you like your family and friends do. Some people make you look bad. I'm just giving you the different characters that you're going to see out here tonight. Some people make you look bad when you be like, I want the truth. And then they try to make you feel bad. We don't do that here. You know those people. They do shit like,
You want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
They don't know shit. The ones that do that like that, they don't know shit. They just be talking. You get what I'm saying? Just do what I'm saying. Let me look back in the chat. There are some damn rights. All right. Somebody say you're fucking right. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm saying. That's all that I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. All right. So the last two, one is the DNA obsession with the elites. We're talking gene banks, designer babies, ancient genealogy tracking. Who protects their bloodline like a sacred relic? Someone who isn't supposed to mix. How many of you doing that? Not a lot of people ain't doing it. Oh, yeah, you might. Why do you think they invented the DNA thing? We send it in. I want to know think about this one. There's people sending their blood in trying to find out if they're half African. You looked in the damn mirror. I want to know what tribe of Africa. Forget that. Oh, I want to know if I'm Zimbabwe or I'm Falatian or whatever. I'm a Cherokee. What? They got your ass now, though. You know that, right? They got you. They found you. If you need to be taken, they found you. You raised your hand and said, I got what you want. That's what you did. I'm just telling you. You raise your hand and be like, I got what you want. Come and get me. That's how they roll. I'm just letting you know that's how they roll. When they, I almost did it. I was like, I want to find out who my great dad. I don't give a damn because he didn't leave me no money. Obviously, he didn't leave me nothing. That's the Captain Obvious. I remember my brother. You want to know who your great uncle is? No, I don't know him. Don't want to know him, and don't care. I didn't have no extra wings. I'm not sitting in the family gene pool. I'm not the heir to the throne. Yeah, I'm the God, but God to what? You know what I'm saying? That's fine. But if you telling me I got to go find him out to get my rights, you telling me I got to do some gene checking to get my money? Because somebody's saying that belongs to you, that house over there, you're really not the slave, you're the owner? I'm checking. But you just want me to be curious and find out he was weak? That when he got hit with the whip, he didn't fight? Because had he fought, my whole bloodline would be free. My bloodline, at least, had he not said, oh, don't hit me, I'll pick the cotton. No, he should have been a fighter. They would have left the bloodline alone. They were like, no, that bloodline right there, you can't train it. They would have did it. It would have been a rumor. Don't get the Roderick bloodline because they seek the truth. It would have been protected. It would have been a generational thing that they would have said, that bloodline right there ain't no good. Don't go do that. But no, he saw somebody else get hit and said, don't hit me, I'll pick it, and started a whole generation. My shit was, I don't want to go find him. Forget that. But we're going to put a stop to it today. Y'all with me, right? You know that shit could have stopped if they fought back, right? If somebody in your bloodline fought back, they would have tainted that's a bad blood. It's furious. You know, they would been like, you like your daddy? You okay? My daddy was a fighter. My granddaddy was a fighter, and he could be a slave. My uncle, great. Oh, okay. I'll carry the torch. But that's not what's happening, right? That's all I'm saying. That's not what's going on. But I will say that if we come together and we start checking genealogy forward, then it'll be all right if we start going forward. And I think that's what we need to do. I think that's what we need. All right. So the last one is too much coincidence factor. Everything from symbols, architect, policy, secrecy, behavior, power structures, all point to a conclusion for believers that is not coincident, it's design. Architecture, symbols, policy, secrecy, behavior, power structure. See, most people are trying to look for it in the sky. Most people want to see it just shapeshift into a lizard when they walk across the street. Because you thinking you're walking around seeing it is nothing to see there, folks. We don't think that the power structure symbolism, the way we work every day, the stuff that we do is part of the structure. The food that we eat is part of the structure. The media and the colors and everything designed is part of the structure. We don't see that. We don't see a painting on a wall sending a symbol to our subconscious mind, programming us. We don't see that. And it's right there in plain sight. But you go in there, you meditating from it because it's weird looking and don't know why you resonate with it, because it's tapping into you. And it's designed to do that. But what you don't know is it's planting a program. And then you get up to, I feel great today. I don't know why I want to go out here and I just want to go run. And then you go, yeah. But you decide that you want to go take a trip to the national forest, though. This is where you want to run. You don't know why you're all of a sudden drawn to go out into the woods and be a nomad. And I'm just going to go into the woods because I'm free. Your ass ain't coming back. Let you be drawn to the national forest and don't read the paperwork that people go and they don't come back. And we don't look for them either. Y'all know that, right? Because if you call all their family members, oh yeah, she became isolated. That's what they're going to use. Oh, she became, or he said that he just want to live off the grid. He damn sure did. He damn sure got his tryst. He sure did. You get what I'm saying? We don't know what drove you there when you was over here, having gardens and cooking donuts in the morning. And all of a sudden now you want to be over here, a free spirit up in the wilderness and burning campfires at night, listening to bears and thinking ain't nothing happening. Why would you, where did that program come from? I'm just saying. I'm just giving you some real stuff because this stuff is happening every day now. You know, we got to start looking at the craziness that people do switch to and think about. You get what I'm saying? It's nothing wrong with, you know, getting out the rat race. There's nothing wrong with getting out around non-energetic folks. It's nothing wrong with, you know, minimizing shit. There's nothing wrong with that. But when that program gets you to try to like disappear and it can't be found, you won't be found. Ain't nobody come looking for you. See, if something happened, I want y'all to look for me. Look for me. I ain't lying. I mean, you may not call me on Thanksgiving. You may not call me and see, am I eating some turkey? You know, I complain about that all the time. You might not even call and tell me you love me. But if I don't come on this air for quite some time, you send a search party. And don't let me know something like Roderick's living his best life. He went into the mountains. You better come and get my ass. I'm not walking in the mountains. Don't believe that. Don't believe it. I'm not walking in the mountains. Don't be like, he in the mountains. When you listen, you stand up for me. Somebody tell you Roderick decided he want to step off the grid. This is what you tell them.
Now that's a damn lie.
That's what you tell them. You don't believe them? You don't believe them. And they be like, you think Roderick went up in the mountain? You look at him and be like,
hell no.
Yeah. And if you want to get really aggressive,
Hell no.
I didn't go in no mountains. I ain't going to go for the walk like that. I used to. Shit, no. Don't believe those stories. You know, you want to find nature? I can buy nature in whatever. But I'm not doing none of that. Find me, look for me, search party me, all that kind of stuff. Navy SEALs, swimming ducks, truth seekers unite, whatever. Maybe, you know, you might have been my outer space, other life or past life wife, you know, whatever. You know how they be like it's inversion, but I ain't had no fucking husband and shit. But I'm saying, but if you're going to look for me, come look for me and bring every fucking body. And we're not talking about the inversion though, but because I think I've been a man all of my life, right? Because I know they tell you now, well, you've been your son or your daughter. It's like a flip in experiences. I just don't know, you know, that I would have want to experience being a woman. I just don't know. But we did a past life regression on somebody, and they gave me permission to show it. Me, Barbara Lamb, we filmed it, and it was so deep that we decided not to show nobody. And the shit is real, people. The shit is real. That's all I'm telling you. It's real. It's real. That's all I'm saying. It's real. Link connections need a good tap too. Yeah. All right. That's all I'm saying. All right. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed our conversation tonight. In lieu of what we're going to be doing, y'all set the schedule. I'll probably be here at 7 tomorrow, then Forbidden Knowledge. I'll be here at 8 o'clock again on Wednesday, 8 o'clock again on Thursday, and a little bit on Friday. You know, I don't do shit. So you spend Friday night together. What do we want to do? And we're just going to keep going. But make sure you come to our C4s. If you know anybody, come. You know, the address is there. If you don't want to register to win free prize, it's fine. You'll see the address. Go jump on the address. Okay. And then you will be able to do that. Okay. Get on that address. Make sure you come. You're doing that. If you live in Dallas, and that you're going to become. No, he's talking about living off the grid is healthy. I'm not saying living off the grid. I'm just saying if you want the risk that you want to disappear off grid, don't expect nobody to come for you when you walk around and the forest starts walking around because the camouflage suits start to come on. Just don't. I think you just want to be, you want to live off the grid, but you want to send a bird out every day that you're all right or something. That's all I'm trying to say. You want to do stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not saying don't be able to take care of yourself. You know, have your land and all that. Off the grid, I'm talking national forest shit. When I say no, go look up the stores in national forest. That's when I say off the grid. When you off the grid, you in that stuff. Where when you walk in, the light disappears because the tree's blocking it. And now it's man against animal. And you ain't got no teeth. You ain't got no claws. Now you on their territory. Talking badgers and mosquitoes that can kill you. Go do that living if that's what you want. That's all I'm talking about. That's all I'm talking about. Go do that one. And then you'll know what I'm talking about. Yeah. 111. Yeah, that's a good number. So if you live in Dallas, please make sure y'all come out. I think so far we got 50 people. We're trying to get 100. If you bring somebody, we're going to get 100 people out there so we can really do some stuff, okay? That's all I'm saying. 100. Let's do it. 100 people. 100. All right. It's been a plum, pleasing pleasure as well as a privilege. You know the drill of it was past this weekend. If you didn't hear the words, I love you, and you are around people this weekend, make sure you say I love you to you, to yourself, to anyone else, you know. True, I love you, not the parrot love you back, you know, some true love. So if you want to just walk by somebody tomorrow that's telling you love them, if you mean it, they'll know and care. Regardless, though, my job is to us spreading love as a unit, as we are. And as I look into this camera, I don't see you, but I do know that someone's going to, you know, take what we say and what we need. I love you. Okay. You are special. There's no bad person that's just wrong about decisions that we make. So don't think that you're bad. Just know that you just make better decisions. You're not going to go burn in fire in the rest of your life because of some things that you did to you or someone. You know, yeah, there's some debt, but at the end of the day, you are a good person and you're loved, and I love you. You know, even if you do it bad enough, I don't want to meet you. Don't stop me from loving you. Okay. So I just want you to know I love you all. Put it in the chat. Love you all. And we will get together from there. Okay. And I'll see y'all tomorrow. I will try to be here before I go to Forbidden Knowledge. We'll have a similar conversation tomorrow on Forbidden Knowledge, and we will do. Also, Doc B is Decoding Christmas is going to be virtual. So get you a virtual ticket. When I'm not just trying to open it up, because if I open up too much, you got to get no more Zoom. But okay, that probably be a bad problem to have. But anyway, virtual. Just I think it's $40 or $44. Go there and do the live stream version. Get the decoding of Christmas and watch it from the house. It's not the whole thing, but you'll get the decoding lecture. That is worth its own. Okay. So go do that. You know, support every event. We're going to try to do some type of live. If by the end of 2026, all these ding-dong people I got coming, your life ain't changed, that's not it. Your life will change. Everything will change. Invest in protection, people. We're not talking about invest in yourself. Invest in protection. Protect yourself. Let's go around this time. Let's go outer. Go and do that. Go and do that. That's all I'm saying to you. Go and do that. Protect yourself. And there is a way you can, there's a discount that I sent to some people, and I'm going to say it on air one time, and I'm going to delete this out. Let me just find it first and let you know it does exist here. Let me see here. All right. So listen, and this went to everybody who got the symbolism. So I gave them a 3-day thing. It's only up for 3 days. Go to the website, truthversusauthority.org, whether it's live or in person, and you put in this code as, and I'm just saying it because I just send it out the email. Okay. The code is, there is a code, right? Oh, there it is. They would have to read it to find it. Oh, maybe I didn't put the code in there. Oh, there we go. The code is DEC20DOC, like December 20 DOC. Okay. If you go put that code in, DEC20, the number 20, then DOC, it's going to give you 25% off the online. That's cheap. Okay. I only did that for people who bought the symbolism, the sigil that Brother Joseph I did. I just let them know if they want to watch it online. But it come down in 3 days, 2 days now. So listen right now. DEC stands for December. DEC, the number 20, DOC. And I sent this out 2 days ago. So you get it. Yes, there it is. Boy, y'all good. Y'all really good. I'll put it on the screen. Hang on. Right there. Thank you, Bell. That code right there, if you go to Truth versus Authority to any of Doc B, the online, which is 40-something, take 25% off of that. It's cheap. Okay. And then if you want to come to the event, any one of those lectures, you better use it in 3 days. I did this 2 days ago. It's coming down. I'm just telling you, it's coming down. So anybody here hearing it that want to be, that's because you're supposed to hear it, but it's coming down. So if you want to, invest in protection and knowledge of understanding, you can go there tonight, truthversusauthority.org, and you see the online portion of Doc B, Decoding Christmas. Read what it's about. Put the code in and get that 25% off. That'll mean it'll be like 20, 30 some dollars, maybe 20 some. I don't know, for you to get the lecture. That's 67 live and $200. I'm just letting you know. I hope it reached somebody tonight. I hope it did. Anyway, I love you. It's been a plum, pleasing pleasure as well as a privilege. And I'm Roderick Martin, and I want to thank you for being here and the whole 9 yards of what we do. Okay. I just want to thank you all for coming, and good night. I love you.
UFOs,
UAPs,
unidentified anomalous phenomena,
unidentified aerial phenomenon.
Who are they? Where are they from? And what is their intent?
all questions that immediately come to mind with the mention of UFOs. A Pentagon report is detailing a dramatic increase in UFO sightings, more than 350 since 2021. Many of them are explained as being drones, birds, or weather events, but about half of them remain unexplained.
There's a whole fleet of them. Look on the SA. My gosh. They're all going against the wind. The wind's 120 knots from the west. Look at that thing, dude.
This video taken by the Navy showing what he describes as pyramid-shaped UFOs flying over the USS Russell off the San Diego coast in July of 2019. The Pentagon has since confirmed that the video is authentic.
Headline edition, July 8, 1947. The Army Air Forces has announced that a flying disc has been found and is now in the possession of the Army. Army officers say the missile, found sometime last week, has been inspected at Roswell, New Mexico, and sent to Wright Field, Ohio, for further inspection. Late this afternoon, a bulletin from New Mexico suggested that the widely publicized mystery of the flying saucers may soon be solved. Army Air Force officers reported that one of the strange discs had been found and inspected sometime last week. Our correspondents in Los Angeles and Chicago have been in contact with Army officials endeavoring to obtain all possible late information. Joe Wilson reports to us now from Chicago. The Army may be getting to the bottom of all this talk about the so-called flying saucers. As a matter of fact, the 509th Atomic Bomb Group headquarters at Roswell, New Mexico, reports that it has received one of the discs which landed on a ranch outside Roswell. The disc landed at a ranch at Corona, New Mexico, and the rancher turned it over to the Air Force. Rancher W.W. Brazil is the man who discovered the saucer.
There's footage and records of objects in the skies that we don't know exactly what they are.
More people are coming forward with their own sightings.
Videos recorded by U.S. Navy personnel have added a new layer of evidence to the current national debate about UFOs.
Right at that moment, I saw what looked like 5 lights flying in formation in kind of an inverted check mark.
The NASA independent study team did not find any evidence that UAP have an extraterrestrial origin. We don't know what these UAP are.
The mysterious flying objects are still a mystery. NASA will continue investigating them and has appointed a director of UAP research.
Technology that we faced
was far superior than anything that we had.
Look at the fly!